Box plot. A box plot is a standardized way of displaying the distribution of data based on a 5-number summary: minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum. It can tell you about your outliers and what their values are. It can also tell you if your data is symmetrical, how tightly your data is grouped, and if and how your data is skewed. One of the best ways to analyze any process is to plot the data. To construct a box plot, use a horizontal or vertical number line and a rectangular box. The smallest and largest data values label the endpoints of the axis. The first quartile marks one end of the box and the third quartile marks the other end of the box. A box plot is a graphical way that summarizes the important aspects of the distribution of numeric data, also referred to as a box and whisker plot, as it displays the data in a box and whisker format. A box and whisker plot is defined as a graphical method of displaying variation in a set of data. In most cases, a histogram analysis provides a sufficient display, but a box and whisker plot can provide additional detail while allowing multiple sets of data to be displayed in the same graph.
Box plots can be drawn either vertically or horizontally. The length of the box plot indicates the spread of the data.
Box plots are widely used in statistics, process improvement, scientific research, economics, and in social and human sciences, mainly used to explore data as well as to present the data in an easy and understandable manner. Box plot in a scientific research. The box plot is used to plot the distribution of a data set. Box plots are also known as box and whiskers plots. These graphs encode 5 characteristics of distribution of data by showing the reader their position and length. Box plot in a business. Box plots provide a quick visual summary of the variability of values in a data set. They show the median, upper and lower quartiles, minimum and maximum values, and any outliers in the data set. Outliers can reveal mistakes or unusual occurrences in data. Box plot in a social life. Box plots are among the most used types of graphs in the business, statistics, and data analysis. It is especially useful when you want to see if a distribution is skewed and whether there are potential unusual data values or outliers in a given data set. These plots are also widely used for comparing two data sets. Box plot. They provide a quick way for examining the central tendency and variation present in the data. Outliers are usually plotted as asterisks. A wider range box plot indicates more variability. How do you find central tendency? The arithmetic mean of a dataset, which is different from the geometric mean, is the sum of all values divided by the total number of values. It's the most commonly used measure of central tendency because all values are used in the calculation when you calculate the mean using the formula given.
How do you find the variation?
The explanation of the box. This box plot, comparing four machines for energy output, shows that machines has a significant effect on energy with respect to both location and variation. Machine 3 has the highest energy response, about 72.5. Machine 4 has the least variable energy response with about 50% of its readings being within 1 energy unit. How do you find the variation? First, calculate the median and the quartiles. The lower quartile is the 25th percentile and the upper quartile is the 75th percentile. Second, plot a symbol at the median or draw a line and draw a box, hence the name box plot. Between the lower and the upper quartiles, this box represents the middle 50% of the data, the body of the data. Third, draw a line from the lower quartile to the minimum point and another line from the upper quartile to the maximum point. Typically, a symbol is drawn at these minimum and maximum points, although this is optional. Single or multiple box plots can be drawn. A single box plot can be drawn for one batch of data with no distinct groups. Alternatively, multiple box plots can be drawn together to compare multiple data sets or to compare groups in a single data set. For a single box plot, the width of the box is arbitrary. For multiple box plots, the width of the box plot can be set proportional to the number of points in the given groups or sample. Some software implementations of the box plot simply set all the boxes to the same width.
The same continuous data can be presented graphically using histograms and box plots.
Box plot. The same continuous data can be presented graphically using histograms and the box plots. A box plot is a graph of distribution of a continuous variable. The graph is based on the quartiles of the variables. The quartiles divide a set of ordered values into four groups with the same number of observations.
Useful when comparing between several data sets. Comparing central tendency and variability.
Less detailed than histograms and take up less space, which allows easy comparison of multiple data sets. Used to check if there is a significant difference in the process after implementing process improvement. Like histograms, used for moderate to large amount of data. The size of the box plot can vary significantly if the data size is too small. A box plot is made up of the box and two whiskers. The whisker represents all data values, and the maximum length of a whisker is 1.5. Box plots summarize key statistics from the data, including the median, maximum and minimum values, as well as the lower and upper quartiles, Q1 and Q2. The data is plotted such as quartile group 1, the bottom 25% of the data points, interquartile range, the middle 50% of the data points, quartile group 4, the top 25 of the data points. When the median line is not present in the box plot, it suggests that it coincides with one of the quartiles.
Sometimes they display the mean with a special character. Other character can indicate the mean such as diamond, a plus, etc. Any data beyond the whiskers are considered outliers. Outliers often reflect errors in data recording or data entry. If the values are real, you should investigate what was going on in the process at that time. These are some of examples of a box plot. A box plot can tell whether the distribution is symmetrical or skewed. In a symmetric distribution, the mean and the median are nearly the same, and the two whiskers has almost the same length. These are the example of fertilizers. Fertilizers 2 appears to have a higher yield value than fertilizer 1.